in this next talk, building productive relationships after school.
Hello, everyone. Can everyone hear me? Please just say something if you do.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you very much. First of all, I want to say thank you to the convener of this conference. It has been very insightful. I've been following through every session to listen and learn, and I've been taking my own notes. And thank you very much, Paul, for the introduction. It was really wonderful. So diving right into why we're here today. I hope you're with your pen and paper because I've learned a lot. I've taken down a lot of notes, and I'll be making references to some of the teachers that have come up before because some of the things are going to be repeated, are already being repeated over and again. And my topic for today is building productive relationships after school. Can we hear me? Just tell me you're ready, and then we're going to start right on, like right now. Just say something in the comments. I'm ready. Let's just go. Thank you. Thank you for welcoming me, Hackers Hubs. Thank you. I see that. Okay, I think we're ready. And then I'm just going to dive right in. Okay, thank you. So, first of all, I'm going to be asking a question. What does it mean to have productive relationships? Before I continue, I'm going to be defining what productive means. And it means achieving significant results, yielding abundant benefits. And then, so it means that when you have productive relationships, you have relationships that evidently achieve significant results and yield abundant benefits. Now, this is a point where you begin to ask yourself, do I have productive relationships? Now, what are the characteristics of productive relationships? We have it holds mutual benefits, not one-sided. Holds mutual benefits. It means that the both of you or the number of people involved in this relationship, they all bring benefits. They bring things, to the circle of this relationship. And then the second one would be it has trust that holds under pressure. So this relationship doesn't break because there is pressure. Things happen, the life happens, things happens to everybody, but then under pressure, this relationship remains. And then this person said, born ready, wonderful. I love that. And then he said the third one would be it pushes you to be better and to grow and not to remain in your comfort zone. This is very important. I'm trying to, bring your mind to the point where you understand exactly what productive relationships are so that you begin to analyze the relationships in your life. And if you need to build new ones, if you need to grow the ones you're already in, you need to analyze all of these relationships and then you need to tell yourself the truth because I need you to pay close attention to the characteristics of a productive relationship. It pushes you to be better. It pushes you to grow. It pushes you not to remain in your comfort zone. I'm very grateful for the relationships that I have in my life because I look at these people every day and I see that I have to be better. I have to do more because I tell my friends, I say, please do not outgrow me. If you see there is an area in my life that I am not developing, please make sure to, send me that material, send me that YouTube video, send me that book, and I'm going to read it and I'm going to develop myself so that we can all be on the same par and the same level and we're operating from the same mindset. Send me that message. And then the next one is it doesn't necessarily have to be equal at every point because there are sometimes that you're probably growing 100% and the person is growing 50%, probably because the person has other things to do. But at every point, make sure that value is reciprocated. At every point of productive relationships, value is reciprocated. And then finally, it is aligned with your values, your goals. Now, I need you to remember that whenever you're building relationships, before we continue, I need you to remember that whenever you're building relationships, you're building them, in regard to your values and your goals. What are your goals? What are the things that you want to achieve over time? What are the things that you want in your life? What are your value systems? We are Christians here. Let's talk as Christians. The close knitted relationships you have, like your peers, the people that you relate with more, what are their value systems? When they talk, do they edify you? When they talk, what do you get out of that relationships? Are they helping to sharpen iron, or are you becoming duller as time goes by and you realize that your spiritual life is being affected because the person that you're giving your ear gate is not helping you? So you have to analyze all of this. And then for your professional goals, you have to analyze the relationships you have in your life. You have to ask yourself, okay, these people that I have in my life, how are they helping me professionally? Am I studying more? Am I getting better? Am I learning to network better? What am I achieving? What are the goals? The people I have in my life, are they related to what I want to achieve? And then I'm going to move on to my next subtopic. And then the next topic I'm going to be talking about is, what are the relationships that you need, and how do you build these relationships? And I'm going to be starting with the most important relationship that you can ever have in this life as a human being who is a Christian, who loves God, and who is hoping to achieve great things. The first one is your relationship with God. It cannot be overemphasized. Your relationship with God is very important. You have to make sure that it is active. Your spiritual life is active, because the truth is, God is the first person that holds you together. God is the first relationship that you should even practice. God is the first person you should practice to honor. God is the first person that you should practice to hold close to your heart, so you can be a better person. Because God is the person that teaches you how to be Christ-like. He's the person that teaches you how to be a better person. And there's transformation in your mind. A lot of things happen in the presence of God. So the first relationship that I would say that is really important for you to build is your relationship with God. That's very important, because it predates every other relationship. It predates every other relationship. I need you to remember this, and please remember this. It's very, very important. Now, the second one would be, okay, I'm going to give you this scripture. The Bible says in Proverbs 18, verse 24, he who wants friends should first make himself friendly. Now, before I talk about the next relationship you should build, I've talked about God. The next one I'm going to talk about is you. Who are the people that you want in your life? What are the kind of relationships that you want? What is the kind of person that you want to be around? Who are the circles that you admire? First of all, you have to become that person. You have to become the person that you want to be friends with. You see somebody and you're like, oh my God, she's so cool. He's so cool. I want to be friends. When you have a friendship crush on somebody, I'm not talking a romantic crush. I mean like friendship crush. You have a friendship crush on somebody and you're like, oh my God, I really want to be in this person's circle. I like the way the person carries themselves, the way they talk, the way, the books that they talk about, the way they read, the way they present themselves, the way they dress and all of that. And you're like, hi, I wish I could be this person's friend in your heart, and you say it. But first of all, I want to ask you, who are the people that you think that about? Look at them and watch yourself. Are you that person? If that person meets you, would they want to build a valuable relationship with you? What are the areas in your life that you have found that are actually weaknesses that you can work on? How much do you love yourself? The Bible says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So you are your first project in having a productive relationship. How much value do you carry? What do you bring to the table? What are you building yourself in? What books are you reading? How are you building yourself spiritually, physically, academically? For those who want to continue their masters in this case, how are you building yourself career-wise? What is the area of choice that you want to grow in? How many courses have you taken? If you want to sit with the people that you admire so much, how then, what are you going to say to them if they want to have a proper conversation with you? If you want a mentor in the area that you're focused on, what are you going to be talking about? Do you understand? And they ask you a question, what would come out of your mouth? What are the value systems that you uphold? How does your mind work? What's the level of knowledge that you have at this point? Gauge it. And imagine this now, the person that you want to be friends with, the person randomly sees you and you're like, oh my God, I like the way this person talks. How do you communicate? There's a book that's How to Talk to Anybody. There's a book like that. There's this other book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. How much have you invested in yourself? You are very important in building productive relationships. You're a factor that also cannot be overemphasized. You have to build yourself. You have to read scripture. You have to pray. You have to read books. You have to build every area of your life and not just your spiritual life. Sometimes we Christians, we tend to make a mistake, right? We focus more on our spiritual life and then we forget about every other part. Your spiritual life is very important, but you have to make sure that you're doing other stuff, right? You have to make sure that you're focusing on other aspects of your life as well. You have to make sure that you're building your life financially. You have to make sure that you're building your life in every other aspect. And then I'm going to go to the next relationship. I'm going to, okay, I said something here. I said, be the friend that you want. The kind, okay, I've said this kind of people you want to be around. Are you that person that they want to be around as well? Now, the third thing I'm going to tell you is grow with your peers. You know, there's this tendency to look down on the people that you have always been with. I can assure you that there is none of my friend that I have been with since, some of them 100 level, 200 level, 300 level. By privilege, I'm friends with Papa Paul Bernard. I'm friends with Papa Light. And you can see the magnificent things that God is doing through their lives. You can see how much God is investing in them. So imagine me, I'm not like, oh my God, and we are still in school. And then I suddenly think that there are this set of people that I want to be friends with. Reason by now I'll be feeling formed to see them, because you're like, oh my God, because you have gone, and they're like, who are you, please? Do you understand? And these are people that we have not even seen the percentage of greatness that God has in their lives. You have to learn to grow with your peers. You have to learn to grow with your peers. You have to see the potential that your peers have, the things that they have in them that you see in them. You have to believe in them. The same group of friends, that different groups that you admire, the ones you see on the internet, the ones that look like they are supporting themselves all over the place, I promise you, they grew together. They grew together. So please grow with your peers. I said something when I started. I always tell my friends, please do not allow me to the point that you outgrow me. I tell my girls all the time, please, if you're reading a book and you need me to read, send it to me. I will read it. If you're watching a YouTube video that I need to watch, that area is deficient in my life, send it to me. I'll watch it. I'm very keen on it, and I love that, because they've been doing it. They see something and they're like, babe, I think you need to see this. And I'm watching it, I'm reading it. I'm like, thank you guys. You guys are doing a lot. And I'm learning, because the truth is you have to grow with your peers. The same way, right, that you think that you're the same way that you think that others do not want to, sorry, give me a moment. The same way you think that you're the only one who wants to grow, right? That's not true. There are people who want to grow. There are people that are very keen on growing, and they want to do better. They want to do amazing things with themselves and achieve great things. You have to see that in your friends, and you have to keep growing with them. And then the next thing that I'm going to say is be with people who push you to be better version of yourself. So now, I will now tell you, with this in mind, you have to analyze your relationships. What are the kind of conversations you have in your relationships? What are the things, your belief systems? What are the things that people believe? What are the things that you know that is not something that you want to be hearing? You want to build your finances. What are you doing about it? Do you have friends who want to always squander their money? They are just everywhere. They just want to squander the money. They just want to finish it. They just want to enjoy. But you want to build your finances. You want to invest. What books are you reading? What are you doing? Are they encouraging you? Are they asking you, guy, I saw this stock somewhere and the price is at this point. Do you want to buy it? And then you're beginning to wonder, is this it? Is this? No. You have to be with people that have the same value system as you, and then the same mindsets. Now I'm going to be talking about another relationship that you need to learn to build: a mentor. Now, I know that a lot of people they've spoken about getting a mentor, getting, to talk to somebody that you believe in, and you see that they're doing what you want to do in the future, learning and all of that. Now, I'm going to be telling you something, right? How do you find a mentor? Apostle always tell us something. I'm sorry, I may be saying Apostle because I'm one of his daughters. I listen to him a lot, and it may just come naturally to me. Apostle Joshua Selman always says something. He said, when you are entering a room, enter from the door of value, do not enter from the back. He also says something. Say, when you enter somewhere, sit at the back and allow the Lord to reveal you. We are Christians. I'm going to be saying a lot of things about God and all of that. So you have to understand that when you want a mentor, the first thing you should think about is, what can I give to this person? You want to get value from this person, but think of the areas that you can give. Think of the areas that you can invest in this person's life as well. That that if you invest in this person's life, it's going to come back to you in the future. You just think about it. Don't do it selfishly, of course. Your motive has to be pure. And then you think about it, that what can I do? And the person is probably, you know how to do graphic design, and the person has a social media account, and you look at their graphics and you're like, oh, I think I can do a better graphic design for this person. I reach out to this person and you're like, oh, excuse me, sir, my name is so and so. I have interest in this. I have interest in that. Please, can I be your graphic designer? It will be for free. I'm working for free. I just want to learn from you. Da, 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 da. You show the person your portfolio, and then you're investing in the person. And immediately the person pays attention to you. And there's also another thing to do when you want a mentor. Give them unsolicited or information that they did not ask for. Information that they did not ask for. When you enter, you're like, okay, I learned this from you. I used it in my life, and this is the result I got. They don't ask you for that update. Just be giving them updates. And then you'll realize that you're actually serious about growing. You're listening to what they have to say. You're probably reading the books that they've written, and you're very serious about your personal growth and development. Because there are a lot of people who are very keen on using the relationships that they have with people. They're very keen on using the relationships that they have with people, and but they don't want to invest in those relationships. They just want to collect. Please, when you enter into a mentorship relationship with anybody, always think of the best ways to give. But if you see that there's really nothing you can give this person, don't forget to always tell them thank you. Always give them updates that they did not ask you for, and always tell them thank you. Always tell them thank you. Be grateful. Always give the value of gratitude. Okay. And then the fourth one is a sponsor. I promise you, this one you can't really get it by doing anything human, because at the end of the day, it's this grace called favor that usually brings people like that to you. Having a sponsor is somebody that doesn't necessarily have to give you money to do stuff, but this is somebody that is above you and that can call your name in rooms that you cannot enter because of your present level. But this person is somebody that can call your name in rooms. That kind of sponsor, everybody needs that kind of sponsor. That kind of person, you pray for this grace called favor, and you show competence, because if you are competent, people have something to look back on. People have something to bank on, and they have something to talk about. Amen. I hope we're following what I'm saying. I know I'm going fast. I'm talking. I'm just going and pushing and pushing, and then the next one will be the qualities that you should have as somebody who's trying to build quality relationships. This is very important. The kind of characters that you should have and qualities you should have as somebody who's trying to build quality relationships. Number one, have a pure motive. Please have a pure motive. It is very important. You're trying to build quality relationships, and then you are approaching people with the intent of being selfish because you want to take, or you probably want to use the person's name, and this is it, I have this person somewhere, I know this person. No. When you approach people, do it honestly. Sometimes the only thing that you can even give them is care, or caring about them, praying for them in your secret place. That's all you may be able to give them at your level. But be honest about your relationships. My mother always says something. My mother says, a liar never has a place anywhere. In the long run, the truth is going to come out. And then the fact that your motive was not pure is going to come out. Nothing is hidden under the sun. Let me just tell you. Nothing is hidden under the sun. So you want valuable relationships, let your motive be pure. Be a honest person. Approach people with honor. Approach people with honesty. Approach people because, from a place of goodness, from a place of learning. And don't approach people because of famsing. I know this person, I have this relationship. No, that is completely wrong. And then the next thing we're going to be talking about is give back. I think I've said this over and over again. That is why you can see that this is very, very important. Give back. Always find something to give back. It could be gratitude. It could be prayers. It could be anything. Always give back. Always give back. Always give back. Don't waste time. Always give back. Make sure to give back. Make sure to always give back. And then be reliable before you try to impress. This is very important, right? Sometimes Theophilus Sunday sang a song. He said, God, don't allow me to come. I can't remember the lyrics of the song, right? But he said, don't show me off if you think I'm not ready. Hide me, hide me. I think it was a statement he made before he sang a song, right? He said, hide me. Don't show me off to the world till I'm ready. Don't try to impress. Be at the point where you're always willing to learn. Always be willing to learn. Don't be quick to say you're trying to impress the people around you. No, listen a lot, learn, calm down and listen and learn. Try to, be reliable. Show them that you are competent before you try to show that, yes, I can do this. No, 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 no. Try from a standpoint of, oh, this is what I know how to do. I'm competent in this. Even if I'm not yet competent, I'm learning in this area of life and I'm willing to invest in knowledge. I'm willing to grow. I'm willing to ask you questions for clarity. Be an introspective person. Look at yourself. When something happens, there's something I do. I first look at, my standpoint. Am I doing this from this point or from a point of ignorance? Why exactly am I doing this? Why did I react this way? Why do I think this? Why do I think the way I think? And then I look for areas where I can learn, I can undo, I can heal, I can be better. So always be an introspective person. Always look for ways where you can learn. Is there an area in your life where you are finding out that you have weaknesses? Is there an area where you can change? Is there something you can do better? Is there a growth pattern that you can, follow through so that you can, you can grow and then you can establish that standpoint? It's very important for you to be an introspective person when you're trying to build productive relationships. And then for professional relationships, try your best to be cordial with your colleagues. Try your best to be cordial with your colleagues. Try your best in professional environments not to backbite. And if you're going to give criticism, do it in the sandwich method. Don't just go out there making people feel terrible about your work. Make sure you present criticism in the sandwich method. It is very important that you do so. Now, for the final part of this, before we talk about comparison, I'm going to be talking about skills to build your communication skills. They're very important. How you say something compared to what you say is really important. How you say something compared to what you say is really important. It is very important. And then effective communication skills. I said something that we should read how to talk to anybody, how to win friends and influence people. It will help you with your communication skills. It really will. It will help you how to relate with people and all of that. Then always have respect and honor for those around you, above you, and those below you. Know how to do conflict resolution. That's very important. You have to know how to do conflict resolution because at every point you resolve conflict. Know how to do it maturely and with respect and not from a place of silence. Don't do it, you are silent. That's how you want to handle conflict. No, you have to address it with respect. It's very important. And then be consistent. Learn to be consistent when you do something. And finally, listening. Listen more than you speak. Please listen more than you speak. That's very important. Now to the final part of my session, how to stop comparison. Usually this is something that can be very tempting, right? It happens to the best of us. Sometimes you look and you're like, oh my God, I wish that I was able to do this the way this person is doing it. And then sometimes if you're not careful, it begins to affect you. The first thing that I'll tell you to build is your self-esteem. You cannot afford to have a low self-esteem for somebody who is trying to have productive relationships. As you're building a relationship with God, make sure to know what God says about you and believe it. Please believe it. Make sure to know what God says about you and believe it. Believe it. And then secondly, build competence. Usually, when you're competent in something, it's reduces the tendencies for such feelings to arise, and it also helps you boost your self-confidence. Make sure to read books, make sure to do all of that. It's really important that you build competence, you read books, you establish yourself in relation. When you have relationships and you see something that you want to learn, please make sure to learn it, and then renew your mind. Renew your mind. You see, whenever you see thoughts coming to you, you find yourself comparing yourself to others. Remember what God said about you. If you see an area that you're deficient in, please just build it. Build it. Don't think about it too much. Just build it. Just start building it. You're like, okay, is it my finances? What can I do better? How can I earn better? Just have that learning mindset, and you will see that it will be different. When you see people that you feel like better than you, have a learning mindset. Meet them. Tell them, oh, I like this thing about you. How can I achieve this? How can I be this? And be vocal about compliments. If you see somebody that is intelligent, if you see somebody that is beautiful, if you see somebody that is handsome, if you see somebody that is dressed well, the way they speak, you like it, be vocal about it. Don't internalize it. Go to bed, be like, oh my God, I like the way you speak. I like the way you this. And you find out that you, because of how you genuinely see people and you honor people, you now realize that that also is actually affecting you. Because the truth is, every human being finds fulfillment in making another human being happy and, making them fulfilled and giving them joy at one point or another. And then I pray that in all of these that I have said, that God is going to help you pick out everything that you need from this session, and that you're going to invest in yourself. And I look forward to seeing you at the top, because we are all going to be great, as my father will say. And the best part of it is that we are going to know ourselves. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much for this. I will take questions now. Okay, I'll be taking questions now. I'll just wait. Okay, okay. Okay, guys. I'm taking questions now. The first question here says, how do I approach senior professionals without appearing desperate? Oh my God, this is such a wise question. The first thing that you will do is, I said something, is very important, right? For me, I will tell you what I do. I walk up to you and I tell you that, oh, first of all, you have to research the person. That's very important. Please, immediately you see somebody that you admire, go on Google, browse their name, read up what you can. There was this person I met and in Abuja here, attended this conference, and I met the person, and I was like, who is this person? She was so impressive. A woman who commands a room. Oh my goodness. Immediately, her name is Haruna Ote. You can check her out. When I saw it, I'm like, nah, I got the search how I can, and then I went online. I'm like, oh my God, she was really impressive. I'm not kidding. Like, this woman commands a room. And then I thought about it. I'm like, what can I do? And then after the conference, I looked around and I realized she had a foundation. And immediately I went there and I'm like, okay, please, I would like to volunteer with the foundation. Da, 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 da. And then from there, you have the opportunity to ask questions and you learn from these people. That's one of the way that you can approach people. Know what they do, first of all. Know what they do. Learn what they do. Say, so that you have something to say when you approach them. So when you go, you introduce yourself. Say, this is it. This is the level I'm at. This is what I've seen you do. And ma, sir, please, I would really love to learn from you. This is what I've been able to do in my little space, and this is what I would like to do. This is the book I've read. This is what you said people should do, and I've been able to put it in my life. Do you understand? And then tell them, when you are honest, the truth is, people can sense the desperation from honesty, and when you're able to separate these two, you're going to go really far. And then the second question is, how do I build professional relationships when I don't have work experience? Okay, when you don't have work experience, volunteer. Do free internships. Just volunteer for people. Volunteer in the spaces that you want to be in. Go to them, tell them, I would like to volunteer with you. Take internship positions, even if they are not paid. I know it's not going to be easy, but I promise you that God has a way to uplift you from that point. Volunteer at every point. Do internships, free internships and all of that. Then how then from there you build relationships, you communicate with people. Communication is important. Networking is important. A lot of people have talked about that here. And when people look at you and they see your personality, people will approach you. And then the next one is, how do I resolve misunderstandings without damaging relationships? This is so important, right? Without damaging relationships. It's important that you don't self-sabotage just because you're trying to save a relationship. It's important that the other person also understands that you're just trying to solve a conflict and a misunderstanding. So you have to understand how the person is. At me, I don't address issues when I'm very upset, because usually you cannot control what you say when you're very upset. I promise you. I always regret it when I do, and I have to apologize all over again, and I don't like it. So I calm down and I analyze the situation. I look at my fault in the situation, and then when everybody is calm, I reach out to the person and I'm like, okay, this is what you did that I did not like, and this is what I don't like. But sometimes the person is defensive, but I promise you, they took it that you told them. So the best time to speak is a time that you are not angry. So you have to be calm and you have to speak to them respectfully when you're not angry, and then when you can talk to them in the right way. And the next question is, how can I use social media to build a meaningful professional relationships? Uh, it's really important that, social media is somewhere that connects you to every part of the world, which is by privilege. It's really nice and it's wonderful that that is happening, for us. And how can you build professional relationships? Build a LinkedIn account. You are starting, post things on LinkedIn, the little things you're doing, the internships, the volunteering that you're doing, post it on LinkedIn. You can send cold emails, you can reach out to people. So even if you send 100 emails, only 2 people might respond. But those Favor said something yesterday. She said that you may just get only 1 yes, and that thing can change your life. Reach out to those people. Reach out to those people. There's somebody somewhere that will say yes to you. And then from there, you can build. And don't forget to also build with your peers. Don't forget to build with your peers. How do you identify a friend that will be great in the future and when they've not made it? This is a very important question, right? What are their value systems? There are some people that can never be broke in this life. Here you go. There are some people that can never be broke in this life. Why? Because of their value systems, because of the way they follow God, because of the way they are building themselves, because of the way they are focusing on themselves. You can see that this person is keen on growth. You can tell. Even if the person has 1,001 shirt at some point in their life, you can tell, because it's a matter of time. I promise you, you can tell. First of all, are you a person of value? Because you have to know how to identify value. You have to be a person of value. If you're a person of value, you now meet people that are valuable. How do they build themselves? How do they grow themselves? How do they act? How do they take correction? What books are they reading? What are their mindsets? What are they building? Do you understand? At that point in their life, what are their investments in themselves? You can tell when somebody is gonna be great. I'm telling you, you can tell it. You can tell when somebody is going to be great. I've made some points here. I said, how do they approach life? How do they approach God? How do they read? The conversations that you have, what kind of conversations are you having? I can assure you that my friends, the ones that are on here right now, Papa Light and Papa Paul, the conversations we've had right from 100, 200, 300 level, I can tell you that there was no time that I did not get virtue out of those conversations. There was no time that I did not learn. There was no time that, you could see that these people are passionate about growth. You could see that these people have somewhere that they are heading to, and they are not about to settle for less. You can tell. You can tell, even only from conversations, aside the way they are building their lives, even only from conversations. Okay, I think there are 2 more. Where can I meet people who can positively influence my career? LinkedIn, your workplace, conferences. Please try to attend conferences. It's really important for the career that you're trying to build. Try to attend conferences as much as possible. You meet people during conferences, you meet people on LinkedIn, you meet people, in your own workplace and all of that. That's where you meet people. And Instagram too, social media generally. And then, what qualities should I look for in mentors and accountability partners? Okay, I've said a lot for this person asking this question. I think you can pick out the answers to these questions from everything that I have said. I said value systems. I said that the person's mindset to growth. I said how the person pursues their growth and what you want to see. Like, is what you want to see actually the person you want to be? Is it related to who this person is? I also said that for friends, okay. People are just bringing these questions one after you. Put on fire. I like it. So I said, I've said growth, I've said values, I've said how the person approaches things that they do, handles conflicts. I've also said how and what are your goals, what are your value systems. You yourself, what do you want? What do you want? Those are the things that you look out for in the mentor that you're looking out for. And then for accountability partners, how consistent is the person? Does the person listen? When you are having an accountability partner, it's very important that you look out for somebody who you can actually trust. You can tell this person that I'm reading this book, and you can be sure that the person actually reading the book with you. You're not just, the person is like, and then you're trying to talk about chapter 3, and the person is like, oh, let me know, like, I've not even started the book. No, that's not what we're looking out for. Always look out for people with the same value system. I keep hitting the same value system, the same growth mindset. If you have that, you are good. Your accountability partners are good. For real, for real. And then if you could advise every fresh graduate on one relationship habit that guarantees long-term success, what would it be? Growth. Having a growth mindset alongside your friends, growing together, and communication. Communication is key, even if you have to schedule them into your calendar. For those of you that have become really busy, right? Growth, having a growth mindset, and learning and communicating. And then finally, if you could advise every fresh graduate, okay, I just answered that. Okay, I think that's all for now. I think I've answered all your questions. Uh, thank you. Thank you. I think I'm done here, right? Am I?
Thank you so much, Yelare. Thank you. That was wonderful. I'm
Thank
sure a lot of
you.
persons have gotten value from everything you said here tonight. And we are so excited that you came on here, that you poured out your all, and that you shared your wisdom nuggets with us. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Thank you for your
You.
time. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
That's great.